Cathay Pacific have switched the Amsterdam flights to the smaller but more modern Airbus A350-1000. Now, the aircraft comes with the latest premium economy cabin. There's their aircraft at lunchtime ahead of the 12-hour flight before an early morning arrival into Hong Kong. Now, before boarding, it was check-in time, which took nearly as long as going through the security check, and a good half-hour wait for passport control before a very long walk to the lounge. The Cathay Pacific Business Lounge at Amsterdam is a British Airways lounge. No access for premium economy, but as a One World status holder, I could get into the lounge before the flight. Lounge has the most amazing view of all the KLM aircraft at the Amsterdam hub, and the lounge itself is new but really only designed for short hops to London. As such, there are only light snacks, but as usual with BA, an excellent wine, beer and spirit selection. British Airways Amsterdam Lounge also got pretty crowded before boarding, actually, with a full load of Cathay Pacific passengers. Many of these left before boarding was called, and I soon found out why. It's a good 20-minute walk from the BA Lounge to the G Pier, which Amsterdam uses for international flights. Such, got to there just as the last stage of boarding were called. A distinctly upmarket feature of premium economy is the pre-departure drink of champagne. Quite a high sec in a glass, however, that's the only time champagne appears in the flight. Now, there's a slightly rated up amenity kit as well, with a nice pouch and socks, eye shades and a toothbrush set, but luxury it is not. Premium economy has 32 very standard seats in the middle of the A350-1000. This gives an extra row compared to the A350-900 model. Now, each premium economy seat also comes with a shared cocktail table, has a swivel-out personal drinks shelf. There is, however, the perk of being served first and decent noise-cancelling headphones, just like in business class. The 12-inch personal television and the Cathay Pacific A350 comes with the latest version of Studio CX. Live satellite television with CNN, BBC World News and Euronews, all of which appear to work reliably every time. Plenty of films to watch, but the TV series are really quite disappointing, actually, and mainly US-based. So here we are, wireless internet available as well. Additional cost though, $10 for an hour or $20 for the entire flight. Menus then were handed around at takeoff. For premium economy, they're getting a slightly uprated menu compared to economy. For lunch, starter with tuna potato salad, then the option of steamed chicken, seared cod fillet, or ricotta and spinach with tomato, green olive salsa and broccoli. Finally, dessert is Mövenpick ice cream. Pretty much ready to go on the A350. If you're stuck in the middle seats, you can still see out. After all, there's a camera up in the tail. And Cathay Pacific Premium Economy is arranged in a 242 layout, so you are likely to be in the middle seat, actually, compared to the 232 on the A330. Pitch, or the distance between seats, is a very standard 38 inches, but it's width that makes a difference, and Cathay's A350 Premium Economy seats offer just 18.5 inches of width compared to an extra inch on the Boeing 777. Hour into the flight, full bar service with 2 trolleys front to back, all drinks complimentary, including the obligatory gin and tonic served with nuts. And really notice the A350 has got a lower cabin altitude as well. That really means that you help arrive sort of better refreshed. You also get a swing-up leg rest and a 9-inch recline. Also on Premium Economy, there was a dedicated mobile tablet shelf designed at eye level where your phone clips into place. Now, starting off with the meals, this is a standard child's meal with ravioli. Baby meals also available. They come with a nappy as well, which is a nice and novel touch. However, I was surprised that the crew just completely ignored me. When they'd moved on to economy, I had to call them back just to get a drink. Chicken and rice there, that was on the menu. However, the crew seemed to be rather disorganised. They told me it wasn't available, and when I pointed out that it couldn't be, as there was only 3 from the front, the crew went away and suddenly found some more down the back. Not a premium experience. Meals also identical to normal economy with the most basic of portions, however tasty and well cooked, and it came with a decent salad. An hour later, and there was ice creams, rock hard notably, and not a special offering for premium economy. It's also offered in the back of the bus. Overall presentation also left a lot to be desired. So mid-flight and cup noodles were on offer, and you could also fast forward to breakfast. That was served around 90 minutes before landing. This is a children's breakfast with a chicken sausage, chocolate bar and yogurt. Beer also available, that's staple in Hong Kong, San Miguel Lager. Breakfast was the same as economy, with a fruit salad, yogurt, a croissant, and jam and butter on the side, and tea and coffee, and cheddar and cheese tomato omelettes with potatoes. Pretty much into Hong Kong now, and breakfast was actually quite speedily tidied away, unlike on our departure out of Amsterdam. Should have been in the bulkhead seat actually. They get a swing up leg rest with a 9-inch recline, and these seats come with a bassinet, but alas, nobody with a baby could actually book them. So there we go, really coming into Hong Kong. Noticeably after this long flight, the A350's lower cabin altitude really meant I arrived better refreshed, and also that LED mood lighting really seemed to work quite well as we came into a dark Hong Kong. You can see here just beside the A350 seat is a storage compartment for small items like the menu, your passport, even arrival cards as well. The tablet also just fits. Cathay also provide a USB port and an international style power outlet for every passenger. They're found at the centre of the centre console. Even though the screen is small, there's a small remote as well if you don't want to use a touchscreen. General, the flight was okay, however it was a service that really let this flight down. Normally Cathay Pacific are great with a top-notch crew, so it's really curious as to what went wrong here. The crew just didn't seem to want to bother, or they were so new they just didn't seem to know what they were doing. They skipped complete rows when they were serving, missed items, and they didn't clear trays until 3 hours into the service. Certainly it seems clear that Cathay Pacific are offering premium economy as economy with just a slightly larger seat. Food is exactly the same. Premium economy seats, so they were quite nice. One thing I only noticed just as I was leaving was that there's a small flexible headrest light built into the seat. Few passengers seem to notice it, and it's really very easy to ignore. However, it's useful for being directional, and the light can be kept very low. So just as day was dawning, we arrived into Hong Kong. There's the largest variant of the A350 family, Cathay Pacific's A350-1000, carries a total of 334 passengers across all the cabins. Should have been a good flight, alas, let down by the service.